afternoon, everyone. I want to welcome you all to the first free masterclass series of Analysts Data Services and Resources Limited. Thank you all for joining. My name is Folusho Ilori. It's a great privilege to have you on this platform. And I want to assure you that it's going to be an interesting time here. These are the ground rules. Please kindly mute your gadgets while the program is on. In order to save time, kindly drop your questions in the chat box. It will be properly attended to. Let us appear neatly when the camera is on. Speakers are to speak loudly and clearly, enough for the listeners to hear them. There will also be a group photograph at the end of the program. Thank you once again for joining us. Sit back and enjoy the rest of the program. Please, Olubere, the head of database and archival services, will briefly take us through about what we do here at Analysts Data Services and Resources. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Olubere. I'll be talking with us about ADSR. ADSR is Analysts Data Services and Resources.
I'm not hearing. Are you hearing her?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear you loud and clear?
Yeah, all right, thank you. Thank you very much. So I'm Olubere. I'll be sharing with us about Analysts Data Services and what we do. So a slide will be shared now, so I can talk about the Analysts Data Services. Analysts Data Services is a research company. We do a lot of research work. We analyze data. We solve problems that have to do with data. So most of the things we do, I'll talk about who we are. For who we are a research institute based in Nigeria, and we have a lot of things that we share around. Most of issues on data, because Nigeria itself and the world at large have issues on data, getting data. They have a lot of projects that they want to process, or different projects that they want to analyze, but they don't have data to talk about it. So we are here to solve that problem, because we know there are a lot of data, but they are not processed, they are not well structured. So what we do is to ensure that people have data at their fingertips to get results, to get information of the things they want to do. The next slide. So who are we? What do we do at Analysts Data Services? We're a research company, like I said, a data and research company, and we try as much as possible to provide accurate data and information so that people can have access to good data. It can be for policy makers, it can be for those in the academics, it can be for just some intelligent investment or some business intelligence that you need. So we are here to provide that kind of data for you. Another thing that we do is that we have a database. It's a very well-structured database, and we boast that it's one of the largest that you can find in Africa. And why is that? Is because we've actually gathered a lot of data from both the corporate world, the academic, the social data, the economic data, and we've kind of categorized them into a database. So we are specialists in data collection, in data aggregation, in data processing, and in data analytics. So anything that has to do with data, we are specialists in that. And we also believe that data itself is not useful, it's useless unless you can get some great information from it. So what do? We inform thinking, discipline use of appropriate tools, so that we can see how we can engage this raw data to get great intelligence or great information from them. So we believe that data can be intelligent, and we are on a quest to prove this to the whole African continent and even beyond. We believe that there are things we can do with data to solve major problems of the economy, major problems of the world, or different sector, depending on where data can be used. Next slide. So what are our guiding principles? First, like I said before, that data itself is useless unless you can make some meaningful or draw some meaningful information from it. So our motto says that we make data intelligent, because data in itself is useless unless you know what to do about it. We have our services. We have a lot of services, but we've kind of structured them into like 6. So we provide economic advisory, we do economic research, we do data processing and analytics. We have a database, like I said before, that hosts a very large structured database from the corporate world to the academia to the economy, social world at large, and that's called Analysts. So it's a Analysts subscription and database platform. Then we are into research. We have our publications. You can visit our website at adsrng.com. We have some publications that we produce, and also capacity development. So capacity development, because we are on the quest to ensure that people are well trained on the use of data and how to make use of it for the good of everybody. So you can get genuine information from the things that you do. So one of our services, like I said, is economic advisory. What do? We provide our clients with required intelligence or scenarios and recommendations of what they need to do with their data so they can make meaningful and strategic economic decisions from their data. So that's one of the products that we push out. That's one of the services that we do. So this is available for those in the industry, those in the academia. If you need a service on macroeconomic monitoring and advisory, we are here for you. And also we talked about a macroeconomic forecast. And macroeconomic advisory, we also do macroeconomic forecast, and it's just a medium to long-term forecast of macroeconomy with which business and policymaker can plan. So we forecasted a lot of data for different economy. We have different data, so we can say, okay, we have this, then we can forecast this, build a model around it, and you get a forecast of a long-term forecast of your data. Then another thing is research advice.
Are you there?
Yes, can you hear me? Another thing is...
Oh yeah, we can hear you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Another thing is research advisory. Research advisory is one of the things we do under economic advisory. That's just to set up and support both economic and financial research units of organizations. You know, organizations have their financial teams, their economic teams, and they will need some support or advice on how to go about a lot of things. So what we do is to ensure that we give them accurate advisory on their research. So we can meet with the research team, we can assist them with one or two things that they need our assistance with. So we help them, support them, set up their economic and research units for different organizations. These are some of the many things we do under economic advisory. Then another thing we do is economic research, and that we can say we work with those in the corporate world to do some executive brief intelligence. We talk about corporate profiling, economic and financial modeling, and a whole lot of other things that we do under economic research. Then another of our services is data processing and analytics. Data processing and analytics, I've explained a part of that in the previous slide that we have. And I said, we try as much as possible to ensure that we get meaningful information from data, because data is raw in itself. So if you have just raw data and you don't know what right tool to apply, the right tool to use, you wouldn't be able to get your desired result, which is very important. And I believe it's one of the things that we talked about at today's training. So one of the services we render is the data analytics and processing. And what do? There are different aspects to that. We can help conduct survey designs. a lot of survey designs, data collection, how to go about your data collection. How do you analyze data? There are different types of data. How do you ensure that you get the right data? Are you getting a primary source of data, a secondary source of data? What kind of tools should you use? Then we talk about the analysis. So analysis in different forms of analysis, depending on what you want to do. So one of the things we do is to ensure that you get the right tool for what you want to do about your work, the kind of analytics you want to apply, the kind of tool you want to use for a particular research. So that's that for data analytics. Then we have a database construction.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay.
Please,
Hello.
can you share your screen? We're not seeing your screen anymore.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Hello.
You see that now?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so for Analysts subscription, you know, I've talked about our economic research and the kind of data analytics that we do. So for Analysts subscription, we have a database. And what does it do? This database, like I said before, that it hosts our database and some other things that we do. So it has 4 different gateways. We have a data platform whereby you can request for different data on different things. You can request for data on financials and company financials. You can request for data on the economy and many other things like that. So there is a ready-made platform whereby you can just make requests of data, state what period you want them for, and such data will be forwarded to you. So it's that easy. Then there's another, which is the capacity development. And one of the programs that they offer is this Masterclass Series. And also we have an academy whereby people come and they receive trainings on different services that we offer. So there is an academy that we go through and different classes are in session. So these are the major things that we work on. I believe my other colleague will be able to take us through other services that we do on the Analyst Academy. Thank you very much.